Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Nicole. She's my best friend. We've been best friends since kindergarten. That's like what, 22 years?
Yeah.
We've been best friends for 22 years, and so she came into town. She's been gone for, we haven't seen each other in like 3 years.
Yeah, about that.
So she came into town, and so we decided to do a video together. So basically what I did was I reached out to you guys and asked you to ask me a few questions about like pregnancy or my postpartum. Obviously, as you can see, we both have children. We both had babies around the same time. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to answer these questions for you guys. You ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So the first question is, ironically, do you prefer breastfeeding or formula feeding?
I had to do formula with my first because he was tongue-tied. So I was a young mom, didn't understand what was going on, why he was having so many difficulties. So just gave up on the breastfeeding and went to formula. It is so much more expensive than breastfeeding, obviously. Yeah. And so I definitely will take breastfeeding any day now.
Well, I breastfed my son, and I breastfed him for 2 years, so it was only natural that I was gonna breastfeed her. And I love it. I love the bonding experience. Oh, yeah. Obviously, it's free, so that's great. Well, the next question says, how's your sex life now that the new baby is here? I feel like my sex life is the same. Oh, like it's still going strong.
Yeah, so my husband Zach is probably gonna kill me for talking about this. But our son Matthew here, he's 3 months, is the biggest cock block ever. As soon as my husband starts to get there, and I hope you know what I mean when I say get there, it's nonstop crying that he just needs mommy's boob, or he just wants to be held and rocked and bounced. And so there have been times where it's been like, put him in the bassinet and I'm rocking him while I'm trying to get some myself.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, right now it's not going on too often, so it kind of sucks.
That's too bad. Okay, so when you were pregnant, did you still feel attractive? Did your partner still find you attractive? The first time that I was pregnant, I did not feel attractive at all because I was literally throwing up for like 5 months straight. So it's really hard to feel attractive when you just feel so disgusting. With Marley, it was different because I wasn't like so sick, and I was able to like, you know, do my makeup and do my hair, and I actually felt like doing that. So there were days when I did still feel attractive. You know, my fiance, he said that he found me attractive. Not that I necessarily believed it, but he said he did, so.
With this pregnancy, I gained a lot more than my first, so I had some difficulties with that. I found myself constantly on the scale, and I was like, every time I saw a pound more here, and I was like, oh my God, it was horrible. I had to hide the scale from myself. Zach, my husband, he's big into the booties. So he's a butt man, and gaining all the weight, I got a butt. And before I definitely had back, it went thigh to back, and that was it. There was nothing there. So he enjoyed the butt, and I definitely know he enjoyed that. So I think he definitely found me attractive with it.
The next question is, in what ways has your body changed since being pregnant?
I got a couple new stretch marks with this one that I didn't have before. Not too bad, but I got my battle scars for sure. Kind of on like a more intimate level, like when it comes to sex, like I've had more difficulty, like certain positions are painful internally still, and I'm not sure if that's because my body is still trying to get back to its normal since it was so out of whack for 9 months. But like I'll have issues with that, and then I still have a couple extra pounds that I want to lose, and so once I get there, I think I'll be pretty happy, but it hasn't been too bad for me with this pregnancy.
Well, I mean, both of my pregnancies resulted in a C-section, so obviously I have a scar from that, and I do have a little bit of a tummy that's left that I have to lose. Mm-hmm. When you breastfeed, your breasts definitely change.
Oh yes, that's for sure.
So they're not as perky as I would like them to be, but hey.
Yeah, that's why God created plastic surgeons.
Right.
Lift.
Yeah. Do you believe in the cry it out method?
No.
I don't either.
Not at this age, because they're so young that they don't need that self-soothing. Now they need mommy and they need daddy, and that's it. And there is never too much love for a baby. There's never spoiling a baby.
You can't spoil a baby.
You can't. And so no, it kills me if I'm driving and I can't pull off and he's crying. Right. It's like, nope, I need to get there right now.
Next question is, if you could go back and do one thing before you had children, what would it be? For me, it would just be travel more.
Travel and drink more.
And drink more.
And drink more. Because like, just so I had the memories to look back on to try to cope through some of the hard times with the kiddos. At least I could remember when I was drunk. Right now I don't have any drunk memories.
What's the best advice that you can give to new mothers? I think the best advice that I could give to new moms is to just know that nobody's perfect and that, you know, parenthood, motherhood, all that is a process. It's a learning process, and to really not be so hard on yourself. For me, I was so hard on myself the first time around. I expected myself to just be perfect and to know how to do everything, and you don't, and that's okay.
And I think it's always good to ask other moms for advice
Ask for
or
help.
to ask for help. But the thing is, just because somebody parents different than you doesn't mean that your way is wrong. You're ultimately the mother of your child, and your way goes. So I've had issues where they're like, oh, well, why aren't you doing this? Or you should be doing this.
Yeah.
And it's like mom shaming. No, as long as you have the best intentions for your child, that's all that matters.
Right. Normalizing breastfeeding, yay or nay?
Yay. All
We're
for
totally
it.
for it. What was your reaction when you found out you were pregnant?
Well, with mine, I was trying to conceive with my husband for over 2 years. He had to have surgery. I was on fertility medication. It was a very long and painful process. It was, especially for me, just because I internalized that I was a woman, this was something that I'm supposed to be able to do, is carry and conceive a child, and I just couldn't do it at the time. And so it was like every month when I got my period, it was like, well, there you go, you failed again. So when I saw the line, I was like, wait, is this really happening? And so I screamed for my husband, and of course he thought I was screaming about a bug in the house. So he was like, what the F is it? And I was like, babe, look. And he looks at the test and he was just like, oh my God. And it was a very happy moment for us. There were some tears, but it was one of the best days of my life. I still remember it.
That's awesome, seriously. For me and my fiance, we'd gotten into an argument that day, and I was like, you know what, why don't you just leave for a while? Like, I just need my space. And he's like, babe, you're pregnant. And I'm like, no, I'm absolutely not. Like, you're just annoying. Like, and this was just me, like, obviously extremely hormonal, but he like could sense it. He's like, yeah, you're definitely pregnant. I'm like, no, I'm not. Because I had taken a pregnancy test the week before and it was negative.
Oh.
And I bought a 2-pack, so I had like the extra pregnancy test laying around, so when I sent him off, I'm like, you know what, maybe I should take this test. So I take it, and I'm like, I'm not thinking that anything's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever, it's gonna be negative. And so when I look at the test, and I'm like, oh, holy shit. It's positive. He's right. So I'm like immediately calling him. I'm like, you're right, I'm pregnant. Can you come back home? Like, so, yeah. So that was my reaction. What was your favorite part about being pregnant?
I didn't care what I ate. If I craved it, I ate it. And I didn't feel guilty about it at all.
And you know, I also loved like the feeling of the kicking of the baby kicking.
Yes,
and
that was so awesome.
So yeah, such a beautiful experience. What's your view on young mothers having children?
That's a hard one. Like, I was 20 when I had James, my first. So like, I couldn't even legally drink yet. And I didn't get to accomplish the things that I wanted to personally. Don't get me wrong, I do not regret having my son. He has been like the biggest blessing. But I wish that I could have done more for myself personally for my own success, because then I feel if I were to have James at an older age, I would have been able to provide a lot more for him and, you know, give him a lot more.
I do feel like enjoy your youth and enjoy your
Exactly.
life. You know, don't rush into having children. You know, establish yourself first and then,
Yeah.
you know, then make a family. What's something you miss about life before your kids? I think it's like what we were just talking about the other
Yeah.
day. It's just the ultimate feeling of freedom that you have. Like
And-
the one time I was telling you, like, I was able to just sleep in until noon,
Yes.
and then I was just like, what am I gonna do today? Like, it was only me that I had to worry about. I didn't have to worry about anything else.
Because nobody else depends on you.
Yeah.
Literally, like, especially at this age right now where we're breastfeeding, their life depends
it's like
on
a
us.
life, yeah.
Their life.
Life.
And so it's like, that's hard to deal with, and it's a big concept.
It's a big pressure.
So it's one of those, when you're by yourself, it's like, I don't want to cook dinner. Okay, I'm not cooking dinner. But now we don't really have that luxury.
Do you co-sleep?
Yes.
Yep.
A lot of people are against co-sleeping.
I know.
It's pretty sad because the benefits, especially when you're breastfeeding, is they're right there. And so it helps a lot with your energy too, that you can just kind of roll over, give them the boob, and they're good to go.
You can go back to sleep. How do you feel about Kim K, a mother of 2, posting nude pictures?
What's your thoughts on that one?
I mean, as a mother, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't have her body, and if I did have her body, I'd probably be posting new pictures of my damn self, to be perfectly honest. But like, as a mom, moms are still entitled to feel sexy.
Exactly. I think like our society makes such a big deal out of it because culturally, like breastfeeding, it's just the body, we shame the human body, and it shouldn't be shamed. Like, you know, it's a beautiful creation, and you know, our stretch marks, everything, you know, it's our battle scars. Show them off.
Be embraced.
Be proud of your body. Don't be shamed by it. You know, you're a mom when you're swaying and your baby's in underneath
Even
your
there,
arms.
right? Is your vagina different since having kids? Fortunately for me, my vagina has not been tampered with.
I've had
Well, it has been tampered with.
literally.
No, okay, but no, it had, you know, I had a cesarean both times, so I didn't, you know.
Yeah, I had vaginal births both times. So it was definitely weird like the first couple of days because of all the swelling down there. Like it looked like a butcher went at it. Like it was pretty bad. It was horrible. It was like I didn't want anyone to touch me. I didn't even want to look at it. I was like, what happened to my flower? But luckily the human body is amazing. It healed up really nice. It's definitely gotten a lot better in the down there area after my first. My current husband, who's my second husband, he didn't know that I ever had children based off of it. So
Oh, good. I was gonna ask you.
I was like, it wasn't shooting a hot dog down a hallway, thank God. So do your kegels.
What happened between you and your first child's father? Should I go first?
Yeah, go first on that one.
Okay. Well, when I was pregnant with Phoenix, he wasn't exactly the most faithful. And I think still just wanting to have that family and holding on to that hope that, you know, we could be together. We were on and off, you know, even though he had, you know, cheated on me several times throughout the pregnancy. And when we finally had Phoenix, I think we just both got caught up in this facade of a moment.
Yeah.
You know, we just had this baby, and so what society tells us and what you think naturally is that you're supposed to be one big happy family.
Yeah.
But in reality, we weren't. You know, we were never meant to be together.
Yeah.
It just wasn't meant to be. And so, you know, we weren't even together when Phoenix was born, when I gave birth to Phoenix, but the experience brought us back together, and we were only together for like 5 weeks before I was just like, you're not growing as a person.
Yeah.
Like, you're still irresponsible. You don't want more for your life, and I want more for mine. And I want more for our son, and you don't want that.
Exactly.
And we're just two different people. And so I loved myself, and I loved my son enough to just let it go. It was never gonna work.
Yeah, you deserve better, that's for Yeah, with my first husband, we were very young. He was 23, I was 20. When we met, I was only, I think I had just turned 20, so I was like barely just out of 19.
Yeah.
And got pregnant, surprise. Navy told me I could never have kids, and I was like, oh, why do I waste money on condoms? I'm just with one person. So we were kind of forced into a relationship, I think, because of the pregnancy. And like how you were saying, society just puts that pressure on you to be a happy family. That's why we're like, okay, let's get married, let's do this. And my ex-husband was very emotionally abusive, and at some points physically abusive. And so that was very hard for me. It destroyed me personally, that I didn't feel good enough, and then it led to me reaching out in other places that was inappropriate just so that I could have validation for myself, and that I felt wanted and needed. And that was an ugly, ugly, ugly place to be, because I didn't feel like I was worth anything, and I didn't have the strength to go out and say, I'm done with this marriage, I'm done. Like, my son deserves better, I deserve better. I didn't have the strength. And so I went on deployment, and within a couple of weeks of me being gone, he had started to hook up with a babysitter. So that was rough, but you know, it was honestly the best thing he could have done for me, because I ended up finding an amazing man who loves my son as if he were his own, and we're growing our family together, and he's supportive. And now I know how relationships should be, and no woman should be put through that situation where, you know, she doesn't feel valued. no woman ever.
Okay, you guys, so that was actually all the questions that you asked us. If you guys do have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comment box below. You know, we'll still answer those too for you as well. And I'm so proud of us for actually making it through this video with the babies. Like, you guys have no idea how hard that is to film with babies. You have no idea, seriously.
Definitely.
But it's been so much fun. I'm so glad we get to do this. I love this girl, you guys. You have no idea how much I love this girl. We have been through some crazy things.
Oh, that's for another video.
Yeah, definitely. Because we don't get to see each other that much because she lives in California and I live in horrible, terrible, cold, disgusting Michigan. So I'm so excited that we got to do this. And you guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos.
And if you don't mind, follow me on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Nikki, nikkixxooxx.
Yeah, I'll definitely put that like in the description box below and on the screen for you guys. So yeah, make sure to follow her, follow me, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.